and she has draped sari in 365 different ways. I'm sure you all must have seen those grandeur, big fat weddings. You just name it. Priyanka Chopra, Deepika Padukone, Sonam Kapoor. Behind all those mesmerizing looks, amazing grandeur outfits, there is a person, a lady behind those polished knee drapes. Let's welcome Dolly Jain.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi to everyone, every single one who is listening here today. A warm welcome, in fact, from my side, because you are coming. I'm welcoming you to the world of beautiful drapes.
Thank you so much. And it's my pleasure to share screen with you, to have you on Designer Dream Collection. Thank you so much. Getting so early today. I know it's early in India, draping beautiful sari and coming to Designer Dream Collection. I am out of words. You
Thank
look
you so much.
amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Dolly, tell me, like, sari draping, like this is such a unique profession. Like lot of people don't even know that this profession does exist. How did you choose this profession? How did that happen? When did you decide? Did you do professional training for sari draping? Tell us more about it.
So basically, when I started, there was no category called sari draping. I mean, there was nothing called sari draping. And when I actually started, people thought I've gone mad because they've seen their mums wearing saris, they've seen their aunts, I mean, females around wearing saris. So they just felt that why she taken up this as a profession. And also, I feel, I didn't do any personal training because since I said there was no category, so it was very difficult for me to, explain it to everyone that I have an art in me and I need to explore this. And when I actually wanted to do it and I looked around, but there was no course happening, no fashion institute was teaching anything called, they were teaching something which was drapes, but the drapes were all on gowns. I mean, those cowls and frills and all those, but there was nothing, particularly taught about sari draping. So guys, I'm a self-taught person, and today if I have about 325 styles of draping, Anjali just mentioned 365, and 365 definitely I am giving the world a book which says 365 styles of draping. So each day I give you a new drape, so you don't crib about not having an outfit each day. And also I think I'm as I mentioned, I'm a self-taught person. I learned by my own mistakes. I learned by my own troubles. I learned by, when I went to drape someone and they said, okay, I have a problem like this. मुझसे ये नहीं हो रहा है या मैं नहीं कर सकती ये. So from those things, I've always learned and tried to simplify things for them. And I am in front of you.
You had that vision. You had that vision. You believed in yourself. And how did tell us more stories, like when you told your parents, your family, this must have been challenging, that you want to pursue this profession. How did they reacted, and did they understood that you have that sort of art and you can turn it into a profession, and that too in such a grandeur way?
So basically, see, to be very true to you, very honest to all of you, I never liked saris. I was born and brought up in Bangalore. I have always been in my t-shirts and jeans. And then we shifted down to Calcutta and I got married here. So the family that I got married, we weren't allowed to wear anything other than saris.
Wow.
So my family was, we are from those royal families where, they never wear anything other than saris. So initially I thought I'm going to convince my mother-in-law and she'll, let me wear some kurtas or something. But, it didn't happen. So she's always been very strict about me wearing saris only. So, blessing and disguise come together. So this is exactly where this phrase fits in. So initial days, I used to keep cribbing about wearing saris because it used to take me like almost 45 minutes to an hour to drape one sari. वो कभी नीचे की प्लीट सेट नहीं होती थी, कभी ऊपर की सेट नहीं होती थी. And I used to always tell कि what is this fabric? I mean, it's you know such a long fabric and you just keep going round and round. It doesn't finish also. But फिर मुझे realize हुआ कि you know the beauty of a female, I mean a lady looks best in a sari. Wow. And जब भी मैं कहीं पे पहन के जाती थी, I used to get lots of compliments from people that तुम साड़ी में बहुत सुंदर लग रही हो, तुम्हारे ऊपर साड़ी बहुत अच्छी लगती है. But even then, I never thought that I'm going to take it up as a profession. You know, sometimes things are just customized for you. God has already set a plan for you, and that's how things happen to me. So it so happened that I was in a complex, and I was. There were 4-5 girls getting married. So their mother called me up saying that, Dolly, आप जैसे साड़ी पहनती हो ना, बस वैसी मेरी बेटी को सिखा दो, because उसको ससुराल जाना है और वो मेरे से तो बिल्कुल नहीं सीखेगी. आप सिखाओगे तो फिर भी सीख लेगी. So I thought, okay, ठीक है, afternoons I'm free, I'm not doing anything. So I called these 4-5 girls to my place and I said, come over, we're going to do sari draping and I'm going to teach you. So they were also very excited. So they came down and like there was a batch of 5 girls and I taught them for 3 continuous days. And then when they went back home and they did the drape and they showed. So the mother called me up saying that, Dolly, ye to humse bhi achhi sari baandh rahe. Wow. So you know, that was like a starting point where I felt, oh my God, I am a good teacher and I can teach them. But then it's so, one sec, let me just put this on. Yeah, so sorry guys, so sorry. Yeah. So then they I thought, let's take it up professionally, but then I didn't know where to start, how to start, what is the first thing that we should do, is there any training happening, because I didn't know anything about it. So in between that, I mean, see how God has planned things. In between that, I had to go to Bombay. My own mama stays there. And they stay in the same building where Sridevi stays. So Sridevi is on the 1st floor and he's on the 9th floor. So it so happened that, there was a party and Sridevi also was, even me. So Sridevi was also called in the same party and something, happened with the sari. So she went to the, to the room to correct the sari. I mean, to correct her saris. So I followed her and I said, I want to help you drape your sari. She said, no, I'm very comfortable. I'll do it myself. I said, no, I want to do it. Oh. I like forcing myself on her kind of a thing. I said, no, I want to do it for you. Mm-hmm. So I just did her lower pleats. And the moment I did, she said, Dolly, there's something very special about your hands. I mean, the way you pleat is, I've never seen anybody pleating so fast and so neatly. I have been wearing saris for years. I mean, Bombay is a big industry where all kind of artists are there. But I mean, there are artists who, come and do our costumes and everything. But there is something very special about you. Why don't you take it up as a profession? That was words that came down from Sridevi's mouth. Wow. And you can just imagine how I must have felt. I mean, a lady जिसको मैं जिंदगी भर ऐसे देखती आ रही थी कि मैं कितनी बड़ी उसकी फैन हूँ और उनसे मिलना है मुझे and all that. And all of a sudden, उन्होंने ये बात कह दी कि you've got magic in your fingers. So it so happened that उनका बोलना हुआ. And when I came back, I said, okay, let's give it a thought. Okay. So the first person whom I shared this with was my dad. And I told my dad that, Dad, I want to take it up professionally. I don't know where to start and what to do. And when I shared this with my other extended family and my friends, so सबसे पहला चीज, my family said, तेरा दिमाग तो नहीं खराब हो गया है? So, so तेरा दिमाग तो नहीं खराब हो गया से सोचो फिर 90%. Exactly when I shared this to my dad कि पापा सब बोल रहे हैं कि मेरा दिमाग खराब हो गया है, तो पापा ने एक ही लाइन कही which has actually sorted my life कि बेटा जब दिमाग खराब ही हो गया है तो पूरी तरह कर लो ना, बीच में क्यों हो रहे हो? I mean पूरी तरह आप दिमाग खराब कर लो. Oh, well said. So what I did, the first thing I did was when he gave me a green signal to do it, I got a mannequin at my place because I knew that, practice kiske upar karenge.
Right.
So I got a mannequin at my place and I started practicing on a mannequin. So every day religiously from 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. I used to practice religiously. And जब कोई drape अच्छी गिर जाती थी, तो I used to click pictures and keep it.
Wow.
So, that is how I approached the Limca record people that I am into this and I want to make a record out of it. And then they were like, ye kya hai? And my mother has been wearing saris. What is the all record thing about?
Right.
So then I sent them a CD and then I sent them all the details. So they were so mesmerized that they came back. They came to Calcutta. They saw me do the entire draping session and I showed them all the drapes
And
live.
you did that in
And that was the
18.5
first
seconds, right? You were able to do it in 18.5 seconds.
No, that was later, Anjali, because initial was I draped a sari in 80 different styles.
Okay.
And that was my first record.
Okay, I'm talking about the Guinness record. That's a different.
Yeah,
that's
so that's different.
Not so many.
That is, so because see, people understand the language of certificates and what you've achieved.
Right.
Only then I think they actually start taking you more seriously.
Right.
So when I received my first Limca record, that was the time when I announced it to the world that, I'm a drape artist and I know so and so things and I can help you for your fashion shoots and your, your ramp walks and your wedding and all that thing. So I think this is how it started building up and I started breaking my own records. So the second record I made was draping a sari in 125. Then I thought, कोई ना कोई तो आएगा मेरे साथ competition करने के लिए, फिर मैं उसके साथ competition करूंगी. When it's very good to be in the first position, but then there is nothing else to achieve.
Right.
And I feel that actually made me very sad. So when I received my first award, I was very excited that, after seeing that people will come down, they'll compete with me and then I will do, then breaking the records and all that things going to happen. But nothing at that sort happened.
So no one.
So I was a person who was breaking my own records.
Wow.
Come back and yeah.
So there was nobody else to compete you. Nobody came. Nobody challenged.
Nobody. I waited down for almost 8 months to a year, but nobody came down. There was no category built about it. Nobody spoke. People actually thought, it's just a time phase and she'll just forget it. She'll not take it forward. I mean, what is all this? But I took it so seriously, Anjali, that I literally went to all the small villages and towns and different states of our country. And I learned the drape that, those old ladies had been wearing for years.
I would like to interrupt you here, Dolly, and I would like to mention and give you a shout out. Like, you have done such huge stars like Grandeur, the Big Fat Wedding, but you still support small weavers. You still, and I'm so proud of you for this, for doing this, like supporting small brands, supporting their clothing. You drape their saris and provide them immense support, which means a lot to them and it helps them to grow their business. So that's something incredible that you're doing.
I just feel, if your fabric has the potential and I can connect to your fabric, why not? I've never seen whether you're a big brand or not. You might have just started yesterday, but there's a big tomorrow waiting for you. And if I can be a little, bone in your support, why not? I mean, why not? I've never seen, I mean, people keep saying me, have you seen how many Instagram followers she has? Have you seen her profile? I said, you don't have to.
Yeah.
It's fine. She just started yesterday. She's building up. She's going to be a star tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then, she's going to remember me because I helped her. And I'm going to feel happy that, somewhere, I was a point where she wanted my help and I didn't say her a no.
Yeah.
I never want to be a person where someone comes up to you and needs your help and you just say no because you are big now. I started from the very scratch, and I know what it is. I know how the society treats you when you're doing something very different, when you're doing something out of the box. Being a female, being married to a Marwari family, a Orthodox family. I mean, I can't tell you how difficult it was for me. It was very difficult, but breaking your own bars and just standing out in front of the society and telling them that when I can, so can you. It's just that you need to just take your first step.
Right.
That's it.
And we need more kindness. I know everybody started from scratch, but we don't find people like you every day because now they are at bigger position. They don't have even time to look for those small influencers, small brand, or give them shout out. But there are very few people, and you are one of them. That's amazing. And I'm sure lot of people would be giving you blessings for doing that. Yeah, this means a lot to me. And you're keeping the tradition alive, and you have traveled overseas. I know. How do you manage that travel? Like, you have done grand weddings. I believe Deepika's wedding was not in India, right? It happened somewhere else. So how do you manage that travel, and do you take team along with you? Because when you are draping on a bride, I'm sure bride mom want to be draped by you, bride sister must want to drape by you. There are like lot of bridesmaids. Everybody would want to get their drape done by you. So how do you do that?
So basically, Anjali, what happened when I started all alone. But then, I started building up teams because I'll tell you, this is also a story. So I was already booked for a wedding. And as I keep telling you all, I'm a self taught person. See, every day has taught me something. So in my initial days, I thought, people were not taking it seriously. So I wasn't training anyone. But then there was a wedding, and very, very nice profile wedding. And I was already booked for the wedding. And then there was another bride who called me up, and she said, the only thing that I asked myself was that I wish Dolly could drape my sari on my wedding day. And I was already booked. So I said, I wish you could have called me like 10 days earlier, because I'm already sold out for that date and I don't have anyone. That was the day when I decided that, I should be capable of telling every bride a yes. Even if Dolly is not available, team Dolly Jain should be there. A little feel of Dolly can always be there. I can always do a pre-draping for the bride,
Right.
so that she just feels, though, although Dolly is not there, Dolly, it's still there,
Right.
you know.
Because
So
I've
I
seen your
started training a
pre-draping
lot of
video.
girls.
I have seen your pre-draping video also, where you have showed, like, if you have a event next day, how you can do the pleating, and I am following that thing. So
Yeah.
this is amazing. So
So
you
basically, what I started doing is I started training a lot of girls. And today I have a team of 30 girls in Calcutta. Then I have members in Bombay, Delhi, Hyderabad, Bangalore, Pune, um, Ranchi. I mean, Ranchi is in Bihar. Then I have, couple of places I've trained, set of girls. So it's not me to travel every time, but then I set them. And even if I am doing a wedding, I call those girls and I tell them that, see my technique, watch me do it. See, people just feel that you should keep your trade secret with you. But I feel I don't know whether I have that tomorrow or not. So for me, it's today. For me, it's today, and I need to give it to the world, because I don't want to die with that grudge that I had. I was blessed with something. I
Yeah.
came out with something new, but what I'm doing is I'm taking all with me and going, and I've not shared it with the world. So I don't want to do that. That's the reason I call these girls. I tell them, please come watch me do, learn from me. And just, they've all made a very beautiful career for themselves, a very good lifestyle for themselves, and that's what gives me happiness.
You do workshops also. Say, think about if there is someone and their wedding is going to happen, and bride want to learn the techniques of draping saris. Like you said, you were not allowed to wear something else, and I'm sure there are so many more where they just want to wear sari or maybe traditional Indian outfit. So do you have some kind of workshop, coaching, or something where they can come and take lessons?
Yeah. So I don't have an institute, but then yes, we organize a lot of workshops all over the country, in fact the world. So I go there, I train. If there is someone like a bride who wants to do a one-on-one, I do that also. Then we also have these group classes. And during this lockdown period, I think I have trained about more than 90 95 brides, and a lot of people for who've been with me on Zoom classes.
So
So
you
I
really
have done a
started
lot of training.
virtually. You started virtual workshops also.
Yeah, yeah, I have started, because now I really feel that, if the females are at home and they want to utilize their time and not, just spend their time. So I think it is time that they, invest in a quality work, and they do something productive for themselves.
So how did Bollywood happen? Because I know it's not easy. There's so much competition and so much talent out there. How did those grand weddings? And I know like you have styled almost everyone: Alia Bhatt, Sonam Kapoor, Deepika, Priyanka Chopra, everybody. I mean, you just name it. You have a long list of elite clients and Ambanis. How did that happen?
So basically, see, this also just came fortunate to me, because I was doing a very, very high profile wedding. I'm talking about almost 15 years back. And in that wedding, Abu Jani Sandeep Khosla, the designer, one of the most renowned designer we have in India, Sandeep was there, and he was just seeing me, do the bride. And the bride was actually cribbing, saying that the dupatta is so heavy. How will I carry? It's long hours. We've got long hours wedding. Then the fera is there. I don't know how my head is going to pain, and I have very less hair. Whole hair is going to break and all that thing. So, and I was like just feeling so sad for the bride, but I still knew that if I am going to fix it, she's going to be at ease. It's just that when she's holding the fabric in her hand, she's feeling that it's too heavy. Okay, Sandeep was watching all of these. So I fixed the bride, and she just started like, dancing happily. And then Sandeep was like, "What happened? I mean, how come aren't you feeling the weight of the fabric now?" She said, "No, I don't know what Dolly has done. She's just taken the whole weight of the fabric, and I'm feeling so light and I'm feeling so comfortable." So basically, see, what I feel is draping is not only about यहाँ पिन लगा दिया, just using 2 3 4 or maybe like a dozen pin and fixing a female and not knowing, not being bothered about whether she's comfortable or not. It is very, very important for you to realize that comfort comes
First,
first.
right. Bride need to
I
become.
mean, if your bride is wearing the most beautiful sari from the most amazing designer, and what if things are hurting her, if she's not comfortable in that outfit? I mean, after a certain point, she'll just start feeling that, oh my God, why did I wear this? I mean, I should have just worn my pajamas, you know?
How
So
do you
that
know
feeling should
that?
not be there.
Because I was watching one video where Deepika is walking the runway and she has a long trail dupatta going on and you fixed it on her head. And I was so mesmerized and amazed by watching her because, the dupatta is still, she's very confidently walking because, if someone would fix that dupatta on my head, I would be nervous the whole time that it might fell off anytime. How do you put such magic in such heavy drapes? And it's very intricate dupatta. I can tell that that's not lightweight dupatta.
I think, see, it's just been practice over the years. As I mentioned, for me, it's not about just putting the dupatta on her head and telling the bride or telling any of the Bollywood star that the dupatta is heavy. I can't help you. I mean, you should have gone for a lighter dupatta. But I feel you should be a person who should rescue them from all those problems that they are facing that moment.
What is your toolkit? What are the things you keep handy? I know I'm deviating from my question. I am going to come back for the Bollywood question definitely because I want to know, everybody want to know, but I'm more interested to know कि क्या toolkit है, क्या magic डालते हो कि वो दुपट्टा glue हो जाता है, that just stays so well, और जो falls हैं वो इतनी neat पट्टी. Is this the magic in your hand or you use some tools also?
I think sari is very scared of me now, and it behaves well when it is in my hands. So I think that's the magic mantra here, guys. But what I just feel is it's just been practiced over the years. It's just the love for the fabric. You need to understand every fabric has got its own fall. अब आप chiffon को देखो तो it falls in a very different way. A doria or a cotton or an organza, they've got, every fabric has got a different fall. So it's not only about draping, it's not only about wearing any sari. You need to understand how is it behaving on your body. Are you a sari person or are you not? What is the exact drape that you should carry? What is the right way to pin it? And what is the right pin to pin it? Now, when it comes to right pin to pin it, I want to share something. So this is a small box, okay, which is a pin organizer. Now, the kind of pins that I use, I wanted to share this with you all because, if you use a wrong pin, you end up tearing your sari, and which is, we buy saris and they're so expensive. You don't want to tear your saris, right? So this is the kind of pins that I think you should be using. Yeah. See if you can see this pin.
Yeah, it's twisted. It's not
So
straight.
this is the lock pin, okay? This is the lock pin. See if you can see this. See this. So now what happens is when you're using a pin, we all understand that the sari gets inside this coil.
Right.
And it is very, very difficult for us to take it out.
Yes.
The sari tears from there. And I mean, we feel so sorry, whether it's the shoulder pleats or the lower pleats. So a trick that I wanted to share with all of you is this. Guys, use a pearl. Look what I've done.
Wow, this is interesting, Dolly. I follow you religiously, but I've never seen this trick. This is
So what this is a pearl. And what you do is, if you don't have a pearl handy, but guys, if you get this for yourself, it's got all kinds of sizes. It's got small, medium, and large. It's got those gold and silver pins also, and it's got pearl also inside.
So how
So
can
you don't have to.
How can we get hold of this box? And if people from USA, like for international people, want to order this, how can we do that?
So I'm going to share in the link. It's I can share with you the website. It's www.drapediva.com. So it's a brand and I'm the brand ambassador, but then I promote only things that I feel is correct. I feel it goes with draping. And as this one, this pearl thing, I told them when they came up with this whole box idea, I told them, why don't you put a pearl inside? Because I keep talking about saving your sarees from tearing because of this pearl, and this is going to save. So guys, you can use this pearl. If you don't have a pearl handy and you don't have this box at present, you can also use a shirt button. If you don't have a shirt button, you can just take tissue paper, like a soft facial tissue, fold it and put it inside. The logic here is to lock this coil here and not let your sari go beyond this. So I think this is very, very important for you to save your sari.
You are genius. You really are genius. And I know now why you have those small tips and tricks and how you manage to learn so much, because you go into the detail. You go inside the depth of the, because we never thought, like, it's been years we use safety pin, but we never thought that there could be something could be done to prevent the situation. This is brilliant idea. So your website that you mentioned, do you guys ship internationally as well?
So this, the drapediva.com is not my company. It's
Okay.
I'm their brand ambassador.
Okay.
But yes, they do ship internationally, and they, there's another thing that I wanted to share with you is this. I mean, when you're going through the website, you will see a lot of these kind of items. So this is a peg. Now, when I tell you all, if I go through, a lot of YouTube videos, then I keep seeing that they pleat and then they add a pin, then they again pleat and they add a pin. And I just feel so bad because I feel every time I pierce a pin into the sari, it should just be necessary to do it. I mean, not just because you can't manage it from here, so you're adding a pin here. Otherwise, you're adding a pin here and then here, then here. Why? I mean, I think maximum you need I think 2 to 3 pins to fix the sari properly. You don't need more than that. And when you're pre-draping your sari and keeping it, guys, instead of using safety pins to, hold your pleats, use these pegs.
Wow.
They are very good. You don't get them in Amazon or anything. You have to buy them through this brand. And this is very, very good, very handy. So you make pleats and you just fix it. So,
Wow.
saris like those heavy, thick saris which got broad borders, and it's so difficult for us to handle. So those also, what is the best way to do it is pleat it and clasp it with this. So I think it's very, very easy.
This is nice. I'm so thrilled with all those, little hacks. So, Dolly, जैसे आपने बताया कि ये आप साड़ी को इतने अच्छे से नीटली प्रैक्टिस से आया, बट इज देयर एनीथिंग एल्स दैट यू वुड रिकमेंड, बिकॉज आई हैव सीन यू टॉकिंग अ लॉट अबाउट योर अंडरस्कर्ट कि वो भी परफेक्ट होना चाहिए कि साड़ी की फॉल के लिए, बिकॉज इफ दैट इज नॉट राइट, यू कॉल इट साड़ी का साया, राइट? You call it saya. So tell us more about it.
Okay, now this is also, imagine, something for the past 15, more than 15 years, I've been into this, and I kept thinking that there has to be something that I should be able to give it back to the world, something which I've been seeing that they have a problem in. A lot of people advised me, why don't you get into saris, because you've got a very unique taste of saris, and why did you get into it? And I was like, I don't want to do this because there are a lot of people doing it.
Right.
I mean, and then I thought, okay, if a lot of people are doing it, what is that one thing that I should be doing?
Because Dolly's vision is always different. Your vision is always unique, हटके, ताकि कोई आपको compete करने ही नहीं आ सका, because your things are very, very unique.
I want you all to come up with ideas. Trust me, I am a person, if there is anything that I can help grow this beautiful Indian art of draping and make this a global attire, I will be more than happy. I mean, for me, it's all about spreading it globally. So now I'll tell you what happened because of the underskirt thing. Now, we all have been seeing our mothers wear underskirt which has been flared. Okay, those gher wala. I've got all the petticoats for you all to show you all what we've been doing.
Yes.
So imagine this is the flared petticoat. Okay, itna chauda. Now
beach mein, right?
बहुत ज़्यादा. And now imagine you're just wearing a net sari. So what happens, or a chiffon sari, which is a light fabric. So all that is gathered either here in front or behind, and it looks very, very bad.
Yeah.
And okay, now this is a flared petticoat. Then came a time where girls started wearing something which was fitted petticoat. Now fitted petticoat like something like this. Fitted. It's on your body. It's fully tight. I mean, I got all this so that I know what it is. I know the problems that now this. Now, if you're wearing, first of all, don't wear a satin petticoat. It is important for you to understand that we are adding another layer of sari on top of our petticoat. The base that's touching your body should always be cotton.
Yes.
We have to understand that there is a certain, why did khadi or pure cotton take up the whole market? Because we know that it suits our body. It absorbs the heat and gives us, it's giving us breathing space there.
Right.
Now you have to understand, if you're wearing, like I keep seeing these, YouTube videos where they wear tight fitted petticoats and body hugging. So guys, now I'm a person who always talks about practical things. Now imagine you've worn something which is very tight and very body hugging. Now in this, suppose I take this off. Now this is your size and you fit into it. So when you're wearing it like a skirt, fine. If you're wearing it so tight, where will you insert the sari? Because it is so tight, there is no space for you to insert the fabric. Like I am not tall, so the Kanjivaram fabric goes this much inside. If I'm wearing a petticoat which is body hugging, where will I insert the fabric? So you need to understand that the petticoat is the base. It's the foundation of your sari. So you go wrong with your petticoat and you go wrong with your drape, because it is not going to make you feel comfortable. It's not going to hold your saris. So you all have to be very, very sensible in that. So when
So
we are talking about all this, then I came up with a product which is called, and I wanted to, give the new generation a name. So let me just shift this a little bit. Yeah. So I wanted to give the new generation a new name. Okay. So the new generation petticoat is called the new D coat. Now this is the D coat. Let me show. So this is the D coat, guys. And this comes in 4 sizes. We also have a, special category where you can customize. I mean, suppose you're heavy from this side or thin from your waist and you don't know what size is going to fit you, and even the length, everything can be customized. Piece to piece we customize and we are sending it, because I want everybody to know how amazing this fabric is. There are 2 3 things that I've actually incorporated in this. Is first thing, the fabric is cotton. It's very fine cotton that we've used, but it's stretched. I mean, if I want to show you, look at this.
yeah. So does this come in sizes also, like small, medium?
Yeah, it's small, medium, large, XL. These are the 4 standard sizes that we've already, introduced. Plus, we have this special feature where you can customize it.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's nice.
So this 2 3 things that I wanted to share is, firstly is the fabric. It's cotton. I am not doing a body hugging decode. I am doing a comfort, because I always tell that comfort comes first
Yes.
and fashion follows. Okay. And the second is, what we've done is we've given you a thick elastic here. I mean, thin elastic, but a little broad one, if you can see this.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is because when you tie your drawstring, we all know that, it gives you a bruises here. If you tie it tightly, it gives you bruises here, which is very, very difficult. And during the weddings, I see the bride really gets a mark here and it's very painful. So to avoid that, if you take this and you drape it, you will not get those. And the drawstring. Now, where did the idea of the drawstring come? Normally what happens is, I'll show you in this. Now, this is a drawstring which is made out of this fabric. Now, this, when the tailor is cutting this fabric, the leftover material is used in making the drawstring, and you will not get a straight fabric, right? So you get stitches done in between.
Right. That's it, right.
Yeah, so it does. Now what happened, I just finished one of my clients' trip and I reached home and she reached the venue and she calls me up, oh my God, Dolly, please come, my sari is open. I said, sari is open? I said, that cannot happen. Then I said, okay, what's happening? She said, my pleats, I'm just feeling loose. Then I understood that her drawstring broke.
Oh.
So her drawstring tore apart, and she was there at the venue. I went back and okay, I fixed it. But that was the time I realized that we should not go for any drawstring which has stitches. So I got this drawstring specially weaved. Look at this.
Oh, it says something. It says
It
I.
says I am.
Oh, that's so chic.
So the brand's name is I Am by Dolly Jain, but the entire decode says I am what I am. I don't have to change myself. I am the best because God is the creator. He has created me. So how can I be the second best?
See, that's what, Dolly, when I introduced you, I said that you need to believe in yourself and you truly believed in you. And that's why, that's the reason you are here. That is the absolute reason that you had that sort of confidence and you never thought of changing yourself. You pursued what your heart desired for. And there are very few people who are this much blessed and they can do whatever, and I resonate with you so much. And well, we'll go on and on, but tell us more, that what is your website, where can people buy this decode?
Yeah, so it's iamstore.in. iamstore.in is the website. You get 8 colors out of this and sizes. And I really feel like, a very simple thing. If you have to construct a big building and a strong building, so what is that one thing that you should have?
Foundation.
The strongest is the foundation. If your foundation is wrong, I mean, if your foundation is weak, if your petticoat is either too tight or satin or silk, or if it is not cotton, and if you don't have that breathing space, how will the whole sari, the heavy sari, hold? I mean, that is the reason you just feel that whenever I wear saris, I feel that it's going to come off. I will not be able to walk, because you were not able to walk because you're wearing the wrong kind of underskirt. If it is silk or satin, it gets static to your body.
And
It
the
sticks to
sari
your body.
also cling to that, right? Sari
Yes.
sticks to that satin fabric. I hate
Yes.
satin petticoats. So
So
there's
I
one more
feel that
thing
this
here
is very
about
good.
the length. Like, how about if I want to wear some heels? How would you go about it? Is it like a certain length, or is there some
So what we've done is, I don't have that decode right now in my hand because it's all there in the factory and I couldn't go. But what we've done, I'm going to show you. So this is the normal decode that is there. There's another decode which has got decode extender. Now in that, what we've done is, we've given you this and another layer of this. Okay, so this is there, and then there's another elastic layer. So when you are wearing with heels, you can just try a drawstring there and you're good to go. But when you're not wearing heels, you can just fold that inside. I've shown every inch in detail about this on my website. Please go and check. It's like, I think, I really feel happy that I could come up with such a kind of a product, because this, like today, what I'm wearing is a decode, and I feel so happy that I feel so comfortable.
yeah.
And when you're comfortable, you are confident.
Right, that's so true. I'm definitely going to get my hands on your decode, and this is super genius idea because we definitely need good foundation. And do you ship? I know Dolly, आप बहुत famous and you're very well renowned. But do you want to tell your social media so people can go and follow you? Because I know you share a lot of videos, a lot of tips and tricks. और दूसरी चीज ये थी, आप ये बताइए कि आपकी साइट है वो इंटरनेशनली शिप करती है, बिकॉज आई नो लॉट ऑफ पीपल फ्रॉम यूएस और मे बी कैनेडा, इफ समवन मस्ट बी वाचिंग फ्रॉम यूके, इफ दे वांट टू ऑर्डर, डू यू गाइस शिप इंटरनेशनली आल्सो?
Yes. We ship internationally, we ship all over. And it just takes, I think, because of this whole situation, it might take little extra time. But yes, we are shipping all over.
That's good. So अभी हमारी वो question रह गया था, because I have so much I want to talk to you about so many things. You have so many interesting stories. How did Bollywood happen, और ये grand weddings आपने किए दीपिका के, प्रियंका के, how did that happen?
So see, as I mentioned, that Sandeep had seen me do all this. So I remember it was Neeta Ambani's birthday, and Sandeep just called me up saying that Dolly, Neeta is wearing, and so I was like, he just said Neeta is wearing. So for me, Neeta, I didn't know it was Neeta Ambani.
Oh.
He said Neeta is wearing a lehenga and she would need your help. And are your dates available? Will you be able to fly down? And I didn't know it was Neeta Ambani. I didn't even know I was doing hers. And I mean, see how it is. When I started doing my work, I used to write things down on a whiteboard and keep telling it to myself and the universe that I want to achieve this. I want to achieve this. So guys, the first name that I wrote was Neeta Ambani.
Wow.
I mean, you have to believe this, that if you keep giving this to the universe, I mean, पूरी कायनात जुट जाती है आपको successful बनाने के लिए. And it is so true. You have to be just true and passionate about what you're doing. So I think Neeta Ambani was the first name. Then, when Sandeep just said this, and I was like, Neeta. Then Sandeep is like, Neeta Ambani, Dolly. And I was like shaking. I was like, I can't tell you what it was to me. It was like, now, in your to-do list, when you just erase something which you've always been wanting to do, that kind of a feeling. So I was very, very happy. And I went there. I did her. That was my first drape on her. I did hers. And she said, oh my God, Dolly, you're a complete sari encyclopedia. You know so much about it. And look at your pin box. I mean, I think you've got the whole world's variety of pins in your box. So I think, when these kind of words come from, people, such high dignitaries, you just feel that there is something special about you. There is something that you worked hard over, and people are now valuing your art. So I think after Nita, I was a talked person among the industrialists, and then they just found my art, and a big help during weddings and other functions. And then I think the Bollywood happened. So my first wedding in Bollywood was Salman Khan's sister wedding, Arpita's wedding. I did.
That's
I
very
was with their family for 7 days, and I became very close to them and all that. And then I think after that it was Sonam Kapoor, and that year I did like all weddings, like from Sonam to Deepika to Priyanka to Isha to Akash. I did all of those weddings. That was the most talked out weddings of the year. So I think this is how it just happened. I mean, I didn't put in much effort. What I did was I concentrated and I focused in my work. I just kept improving myself. I just kept thinking of what is that next thing that I should introduce in my drape that starts making my clients more happy and more comfortable.
yes.
I never thought about, oh, now I am a Guinness record holder and now I'm a world record holder. So I should start seeing a world in a different way, or my behavior should change. I think that never happened because I didn't get time to do that. I was so focused into coming up with new things and new ideas that I think I couldn't feel that I'm a celebrity. I mean, when people say that celebrity drape artist, I said, "Huh? I'm a drape artist. Where did this celebrity come from?" I mean, I still need to sink into that feeling that, when people call me. But trust me, I am someone just like you. It's just that I think I am a little step forward because I followed my dreams. I dreamt and I executed my dreams. So
So,
that's how it is.
like you said, like you wrote on your whiteboard and you wrote Nita's name and you checked it. And similarly, today I checked one of the thing from my bucket list because when I started this designer collection, my sister, she's designer in India and everybody loved her collection there. And I thought, okay, we should bring her designs here. And when I started it, my sister told me you should follow Dolly Jain and you need to learn about the drapes, their intricacy, how she, put life and put magic in those drapes. And that time I started following you, and today you are there. We are talking one on one. I reached out to you. You agreed to that. And sari comes to me so naturally that I can drape sari in, just like that. And today, for the first time in my life, I was nervous draping my sari. I'm like, because I'm going to sit next to Dolly Jain. How can I, drape sari as good as hers? I mean, there's no way that I can drape sari as good as you, but my hands were shaking when I was draping my sari. I was like, no, that's not right. And I did it 3 times.
Oh God, but you're looking so pretty, Anjali.
Thank you
So
so
pretty,
much.
so
That's
pretty.
so kind of you, Dolly. And one more thing here, I would like to announce that I'm working on that and I'm planning to bring you here for the workshops. Would you be, willing to do some events and do the workshop to teach people? When would you be
Yeah,
willing?
yeah, definitely, definitely. Why not, Anjali? If there is, as I mentioned to you all earlier, if there is any platform where we can, introduce this art and people who are there willing to learn, who want to do like a one-on-one or hands-on draping course with me, I'm willing to do it. I mean, once this thing settles down a little and,
Yeah.
the travel becomes more comfortable for us, because at present the scenario is so bad that, even if I'm traveling to like the nearest of place, I'm so scared.
I
But then,
इट्स
yeah.
बेटर टू बी सेफ देन सॉरी, बट मुझे लगता है कि जैसे हम इतने सारे इवेंट्स करते हैं और यहाँ पे लोग बॉलीवुड स्टार्स को बुलाते हैं. आई एम नॉट सेइंग दैट बॉलीवुड स्टार्स आर नॉट स्टार्स, दे आर स्टार्स, बट यू आर रियल स्टार बिकॉज यू आर अ पर्सन behind the scene, behind, those amazing looks. And you should come here and teach those skills to everyone, because this is something very unique, very amazing. What you're doing is, I am so impressed, and I am so much looking forward you to come here and do the workshop in person,
We
one on.
will, we will. 200% we will do this.
और डॉली, आपने जैसे मैसेज दे ही दिया अभी सब व्यूअर्स के लिए कि फॉलो योर ड्रीम्स, उसके अलावा भी जो यूथ है और जो यंग गर्ल्स हैं जो बोलती हैं ओ आई डोंट वेयर साड़ी, आई डोंट नो हाउ टू वेयर साड़ी, इसमें प्लीज बहुत मुश्किल है, उनके लिए आप क्या मैसेज देना चाहोगे? मैं तो बोलूंगी फॉलो डॉली जैन, गो टू इंस्टाग्राम, गो टू फेसबुक, फॉलो डॉली जैन एंड योर लाइफ विल बिकम इजियर। बट आप बताओ क्या बोलना चाहोगे?
when I started off with drapes, the only thing that I had in my mind that ठीक है मम्मी पहन रही है, दादी माँ पहन रही है, that generation still knew how to wear saris and were wearing saris. But what about the young generation? I mean, if the moment they are given liberty of wearing not anything else other than saris, they will prefer wearing something else than saris. So I thought it is important for us to catch hold of the young generation kids. If they start falling in love with saris, I mean, we are a winner, because then the generation is going to carry it forward. I mean, we are not going to be there. Our kids are going to take it forward. मुझे ऐसे लगने लग गया था कहीं ऐसा तो नहीं होगा साड़ी को हम फ्रेम करा के कहीं पे रखेंगे और अपने लेटर जनरेशन को बोलने वाले रहेंगे कि देखो एक जमाने में ना हम ऐसा कपड़ा पहना करते थे. As we know that the clothes are becoming shorter day by day, I said, oh my God, am I going to frame this and I'm going to keep it and tell my grandchildren and children ki ek zamane mein aisa bhi kapda pehante the log, So then to talk to young generation and to actually catch hold of them, you need to speak their language. So if I'm going to speak to them as, okay, chalo petticoat leke aao or blouse leke aao and let's start doing draping, I think the young generation, kya koi bhi bachcha mere paas se bhag jata. But the language that I started using was, I said, okay, come get your crop top, get your denims, skirt, jeggings, trousers, anything. Come, let's do drapes for you. That was the time when I introduced to the world how to drape a sari on denims in so many different ways. I think that was a kickstart. That was a brilliant step which I had taken. And these young generation girls, during their farewells and parties and all this time, they all started wearing saris. In today's time, when I see, given an opportunity, if the girl wants to wear a gown or she wants to wear a sari, she will opt for a sari, because that is where she can actually flaunt her body, do so much on it, wear it in so many different styles. I have been showing you all, wear it in a gown style and a dhoti style and this and that. There's so much that you can do. A fabric which looked traditional today can look modern tomorrow by just changing the drape of the sari, by just changing the accessories that you're using with the sari. You wear it to look modern, to look traditional. You wear like a gold belt. To make it look modern, you wear a leather belt or carry a leather sling bag. I mean, see, the moment you change the accessories or the moment you change the drape of the sari, it just looks like a complete fresh new garment. I mean, this is what I explained it to the young generation. And I feel when I sit with these college going girls, and recently I did a wedding and I was so impressed by that bride on her bachelor's night, where everybody was wearing mini and micro mini and gowns and all those kind of dresses. She wore a beautiful chantilly sari. And I can't tell you, I mean, she was standing out with that sari and nothing, just, I think, a chantilly sari with nice studded belt. And she just nailed the look. She nailed the look. And I was so happy that, girls have started opting for saris. It was a time, kuch saal pehle, where people had actually stopped wearing saris. But I think sari has done a big, big comeback, a big comeback. I'm very happy.
अमेजिंग। और डॉली, जैसे यहाँ पे अभी इतनी सारी वेडिंग्स होती हैं और अभी वेडिंग सीजन भी है, देयर आर लॉट ऑफ ब्राइड्स, तो इफ दे वांट सम टिप्स फ्रॉम यू और मे बी वांट टू बुक यू फॉर अ वर्चुअल सेशन और इन पर्सन, सो इज देयर अ वे, आर यू डूइंग इट virtually
Yeah.
for the brides also?
Yeah. So we are doing it virtually also. We just tell them that, beforehand, they just show us what their fabric is and what they're draping. So we just see everything. We tell them how to pre-drape it and keep it. And on the wedding day, we try and help them. I've done like 5 brides, virtually. I've explained their, I think one of the bride had her bhabhi to help. I kept instructing her and she did. I mean, see, I really feel that they do a good job, but when I'm there, I take care of whether the jewelry is in proper place or not, it's stitched or not, if the blouse is tight, if the blouse is loose. I'm very particular about this.
Yep. Thank you so much, Dolly, for all those amazing tips. And I'm enjoying so much. I can go on, and this conversation would never end. But thank you so much. I really appreciate it. आपने time निकाला इतनी सुबह सुबह, and that shows your professionalism. कि आपने इतना जल्दी उठ के साड़ी drape किया, light fix किया. Thank you for giving this amazing knowledge and encouraging youth to wear sari. This means a lot to us, and hopefully we'll connect very soon. And thank you
Yes.
so much. Yes, thank
Thank you so much, Anjali. Thank you so much for actually putting in effort, guys. I must say,
you.
Anjali had called me up and she's like, she was so desperate that she wanted to do this. And, I could just see so much energy in her voice that I couldn't say her a no. And that is the reason I'm here, Anjali. I mean, I could just sense it from your voice that you wholeheartedly wanted to do it, just not because you wanted to do it, kind of a thing.
You said
So
my passion. That's why I resonate so much with you. I can you know tell you so many stories, but today is a day for you, so I wanted to talk just about you. But I am same passionate just like you. I'm not there yet, but one day I might be, because you are amazing.
definitely you're going to be there. I always feel people who are true to themselves and are focused, they reach big heights. Big heights.
Thank you
So
so
thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for having patience and listening to my journey. And please go ahead and step out and do something for yourself, because the world is there welcoming you with open hands. It's just that वो पहला कदम उठाने में आपको हो सकता है थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम हो, but we can always try.
Yes, yes. So I'm
So
sure a lot of youth will be draping saris, will be following you, and will be tagging you. I'm going to tag you after this session, going to take a picture of this drape because I draped it following your video, and I'm going to tag you.
definitely, Anjali, definitely.
Thank you, Dolly. Thank you so
Okay, guys, take care, stay
much.
blessed. Jai Hind. Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.